Hey, welcome in.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live.
The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. You only win a Super Bowl 2 times every 5 years, right? Oh! The warm-up act is over. Let's bring in Melissa Etheridge, massive Chiefs fan. Melissa,
Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And he picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna score!
and we'll see you next week. But until then, as always, go Chiefs.
Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict pregame show. I am Sterling Holmes, joined by Matt Conner. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Between several Christmases, we knocked them all out of the way. That means I'm probably spending the next 2 weeks just watching like 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon over and over again. You know what's fun? I'm excited for Chiefs football, but I'm also excited tonight. We're watching Christmas Vacation with my son, who's 9, for the first time, and he saw a clip and just like could not stop dying of laughter at like the falling off the roof scene. And I was like, how have I never shown you this? So yeah, it should be a good time. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon.
Yeah, this is it's interesting. We don't do a lot of noon games because the Chiefs hardly ever play at noon, but the Patriots are so boring that they got Mahomes and Kelsey flexed out. But at the same point, maybe this is good for Kansas City. Take a little pressure off. You're just a noon game now, guys. It's no longer you're the focal point of not everyone's looking towards you because the Chiefs have slipped up down the stretch so far. They need this game. They need to get right. The only issue is Bill Belichick had that rumor come out that he might be getting canned at the end of the season. You saw the players play tough for him last week as they came home with their 3rd victory of the season.
Yeah.
Are they going to be playing hard for Bill yet again?
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know that it will matter. I don't think that it will matter. I think this game's would be lopsided, but I think that has nothing to do with New England. I think the lopsidedness of this game has everything to do with the Chiefs and the fact that they're galvanized right now. We can get to them, but by the way, the Patriots aren't going to roll over this game, right? I mean, like you mentioned last week, they beat the Steelers, a playoff team or a team headed for the playoffs. New England has a good defense. They got a couple offensive guys back, even if Juju Smith-Schuster is not going today. And I think you're right. I think these guys are gonna. It's like rally for Bill is like no one wants to not play well for this coach. Bill has his guys ready. I think players are proud to play for him, even in a 3-game season, and so they're always going to be competitive.
It's one of those things that no one wants to be the group of guys that gets the Hall of Fame head coach Bill Belichick can. No one wants to be that team.
Right.
It probably won't matter. Again, there's not a lot of talent. The issue is Bill Belichick might still be a great head coach, but he's a horrendous GM.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit besides the point, at least for this game. You mentioned Juju Smith-Schuster. They do have Pop Douglas back. Very good rookie wide receiver. He is an impact player for the Patriots. Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed. That's who I'm looking towards, at least who's going to be on him. Bailey Zappe's the guy. Mac Jones. Mac Jones is benched yet again. Bailey Zappe is a little bit of electricity, but you don't know. You might get shocked. It's like you're putting a fork in. Don't try this at home, kids. Then you get a fork and you put it into an outlet and you have no idea what's going to happen. Could be good, could be bad. Most likely it's bad, but occasionally
you could light it up.
You can light it up.
Yeah. No, you're right. Look, last week, Zappe has Juju Smith-Schuster. He caught him for 90, got 90 yards out of Juju that game. It was Juju's best game, and I was excited because I thought, we're going to get to see Juju against the Chiefs, and he's going to be playing well. Well, then turns out he's injured again, going to miss this game. We're not going to see it. But they're bringing back Devontae Parker, who was signed to be, deep threat guy. He's their Marquez Valdez-Scantling, by the way, a well-paid guy who's supposed to be a deep threat, who's not getting it done, who's been around in the league. And then you brought up Douglas, who's their Rashee Rice, by the way. I mean, Douglas is right there with Rice in terms of yards after catch among league leaders. So if you're looking for a guy on the Patriots side who could be exciting to watch on offense, it's their version of our exciting guy to watch on offense. It's kind of fun to watch these young slot guys able to get so many yards after the catch.
A couple comments to get to. Shane says, new viewer here, love the channel. Do you think Jones will get 2 sacks today? Appreciate you, Shane. Yeah, the Patriots O-line, a little banged up. No Trent Brown. That's on the outside, obviously. But what do you think here? Chris Jones, 2 sacks.
First of all, Shane, your last name is boring. Don't bring that in here. If you're going to put your name on something digital, make it like Shane Exciting or Shane Thrilling or Shane Over the Moon to Be Here or something like that. Bring that boring game in here. Look, no, thanks for ever, watching, checking us out. I think they could. I think this is going to be a good game for Omenihu. I think this is going to be a good game for Karlaftis. The Pats don't have Trent Brown today, which means they're starting Connor McGovern. He played 40% of the snaps last week, allowed 3 pressures in just that amount of time. They held their own fairly well against the Steelers, but I just don't know they could do it a couple weeks in a row. And I just think Spags is too good at looking at a quarterback like Zappy and just going, yeah, I got you on this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Jones could be in for a big game. I don't know if he'll hit it in the stat column, but I think we'll watch him during this game and go, man, that dude is just collapsing that pocket.
A couple questions here, a couple comments, I should say, from Jimmy Trimble. This is a good one. Sterling's fork bit needs more time in the workshop. Yeah, I need to polish that bad boy up. That was not my best bit there. But he also says Belichick's going to try and smother Kelsey. It's a good point there. Bill Belichick is very good at taking away a lot of times the offense's focal point. Right? He's very good at doing that. I wonder how they try and bracket Travis Kelsey because you know that's going to happen. Now, Travis will probably still get 60-plus yards. I get all that stuff. But as far as the impact, it's going to be a struggle for him. Someone else is going to have to step up if they are going to try and take, which I do think they will, Kelsey out of the game.
Teams have been playing man defense against the Chiefs and having some really good success in terms of limiting them early on some of these downs, having the offense sputter, having to deal with long third downs. The Patriots are going to follow that script to a T. That's what they do. Look, man, Belichick's got the best of Andy Reid. Before he knows how to coach. He knows how to scheme against Andy. These two know each other pretty well. It's fun to watch them over time show what they can do. I will say this: they're missing Juju, they're missing Trent Brown, they're missing Ramondre Stevenson. We didn't talk about Zeke Elliott. We can talk about that in a little bit. They're missing some offensive pieces, but Jawan Bentley was on the injury report. He's in. Christian Barmore, defensive line, he was on the injury report. He's playing. That means that I'm pretty sure every defender on the New England roster, starting-wise, is in and ready and healthy. So they already were good, and now they're playing with their full component of starters. That New England defense is just good. And Casey's going to be dealing, it's a good time of year to be healthy, and at least that part of the Patriots are.
Yeah, Christian Barmore, I think, is a name to look out for. He's very good stopping the run as well as getting after the quarterback. He's really having a nice breakout year. I mean, you talk to Pats fans, they can't speak highly enough about Christian Barmore. As far as what the Chiefs do on the ground, obviously no Isaiah Pacheco yet again. He had shoulder surgery to revamp the previous surgery on his shoulder this offseason. A couple floaters, I think, was the real issue there. But there's even talk about him coming back next week. But he's at least gone this week. McKinnon was very good in the second half of last game. Clyde, I thought, showed a little bit of juice in the first half. What are you expecting the running back split to look like in this game?
Man, they fed a lot to Clyde. And I think they'll do it again. They've got to create some room in the passing game. It means some more balance. You've got to get that offensive line warmed up in that way. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. What do you expect from the backfield?
Really quickly, of course, you know how I mess up saying solder instead of shoulder. My fiance from the other room just texted me in all caps, solder. So don't worry, I'm not just getting hazed by the chat. I'm getting hazed by my fiance right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shoulder
your girls out here
surgery.
throwing curves.
It's tough, man. Shoulder surgery is a tough little statement when you haven't finished your cup of coffee over here.
Dude.
I know, it's hard.
Someone needs to solder through their coffee and get this. Jeez.
I think Clyde will be fine yet again. I think they're getting him involved in the pass game a little bit more as well. I actually liked what the Chiefs did as far as the first half Clyde, second half McKinnon. I'm a fan. If the Chiefs are ahead in this game, if they're leading, even if it's just by a touchdown or so, I expect to see Clyde a little bit more. I still think they're trying to save McKinnon for the playoff run. I know you're getting to that point now as you're heading into week 15. But he's coming off that groin injury. Last week was his first week back. This is why you have Clyde. This is why you kept Clyde. He is you feel bad, but your punching bag. He's the guy you put in to take the extra hits away from guys when Pacheco's out, because you never finish a season with your entire running back room. Look around the NFL. You just don't do it. You take hits away from the explosive but aging McKinnon. You left the Clyde. It was why I like Richie James, though, too. Remember, I said Richie James should take should take extra hits away from Kadarius Toney, whether that's in special teams, whether that's in the jet sweeps. We haven't seen a ton of that, but we were starting to see it more in special teams. Yeah. Like, you have guys on your roster who might not be quite as good as the better players, but you have them so they can take some extra unnecessary hits away from those guys to try and keep them healthy.
Yeah. Let me throw something out here about the defense. Like, I think everyone knows that the Pats have a decent defense, right? It's what's kept them competitive at all this season. I was looking at some of the numbers. They've allowed the same amount of points as the Cleveland Browns. We talk about the Browns defense and we're like, oh, the Browns have one of the best defenses in football. The Patriots have allowed the exact same amount of points as the Browns. But here's the thing. They've allowed 500 more yards and have far less takeaways. So the Patriots, when I was looking at that, I just thought, I wondered if that's what we're going to see today, where the Chiefs are able to get a lot of yards, and the difference is going to be what they do in the red zone. Like, because it seems like, you remember Bob Sutton's old defenses, the bend and don't break, and you just see them get eaten up, and then maybe, they'd only allowed a field goal. That kind of seems what Belichick's version is doing this year, where they're actually allowing as many points as a heralded defense like Cleveland's, Myles Garrett and company, and yet they're allowing so much more production. The offense may look exciting today, but the only way I'm going to be excited by what I see is if we're putting 7s on the board instead of 3.
Yeah, when you look at the New England defense, too, that's a very astute observation. While you were doing that, I was pulling up some fun numbers here. Yeah, they're 14th in the NFL in opponents' points per game. Okay, so pretty solid. 8th in opponents' yards per game. Opponents' yards per play is 4th, which is typically a very good indicator of how good a defense. If you use yards per play, it's a good one. But they're very good in the red zone. They're number 6th in the NFL in red zone defense as far as giving up touchdowns. So you're right. It's a little bit of that bend, don't break to an extent, but very good in the red zone. Now, they're the best in the NFL in stopping the run. Okay. Number 1, 3.2 yards per carry. 3.2 yards per carry. Giving up 88.2 yards on the ground total. Now, passing is where you can take advantage.
Are you reading Clyde's career numbers, or is that what the Pats allow? I'm missing. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
It's actually
you're talking about the Patriots.
Right. It's crazy. It's actually, there's a lot of overlap here. It's like the 2 circles and the third one in the middle. But then as far as passing, that's where you can take advantage of them. They are 13th opponents' yards per play through the air. Teams just don't pass against them a ton. They try and run against them because you get up on them. And then, of course, that's what it is. But I think if you're looking for a way to try and take advantage of New England, they're going to probably take away Travis Kelce. They'll be good against whoever's running the football. This is the game the wide receivers have to step up. They have to. Yeah. That is the only answer to beating the Patriots. Again, they're not a good team, but they're a solid enough team defensively that make things hard on you. you have to have the wide receiver step up. It's going to be Rashid. It's going to be Sky, MVS, Christian Watson, Kadarius Toney. Someone has to step up besides Rashid. We know this.
Yeah. Of all of that, look, here's the aspect we haven't talked about, which I want to get to, which is pissed off Pat, which is angry Mahomes. Can we go back just a minute here? Because like we're talking about all what the Patriots can do. And I believe in all that. But here's the thing I believe in even more. All season long, I don't think the Chiefs have like failed to try. I think they've tried. I think they've put in a lot of hard work. I don't think any of them are slacking or kind of waiting until the playoffs. I don't think any of that's true. But what is true is the Chiefs haven't been galvanized all year, right? It feels that way. It feels like we won, then we had a shit ton of fun all off season. You're on Saturday Night Live and you're in the golf tournament and you're doing commercials and then we're having the draft here too. So it's like parade point two, like 2.0. All that happened. We just had a ton of fun all off season. And then it came back into the season again. And you're like, all right, let's restart the car. You put the key in, and you're like, click, 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 click. What the fuck, man? The Funmobile. What's going on with the Funmobile? And we're still like, hey, it's still the Funmobile, guys. Click, 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 click. Hurry up, dude. Hit the engine. Click, click, click. You know, like, that's what it feels like. And then when we realized the car wasn't working, everyone stopped having fun and started to turn on each other. And then you see on Twitter, because I'm not calling it anything else, Justin Reed lashing out and other people lashing out. And then suddenly Pat Mahomes is liking stories that are about him in a negative way. And then Andy Reid's like, find me 6 figures for this, but the rest fucking suck. And Mahomes is like, yeah, I'm an all-class sports athlete, but I'm throwing my helmet down and dropping F-bombs all over the broadcast and whatever. And then the NFL's like, pay me $150. And I think the Chiefs are looking at each other like, I'm $150K worth of pissed off right now. Who's up next? And then Bill Belichick's like, it's me. Right? So of all the things that we could be talking about, I just think it doesn't even matter because I'm looking at Mahomes going, I mean, you're going to make Sky Moore look like fucking, he's going to make him look like Tony Gonzalez or like, I don't know. I don't want to take it overboard. I don't want to take it overboard. You're right. When you backed up, you're like, you're right. You are my sensible half. You always will be. But at least I want to say, I think even Josh Gordon would have gone for 5 catches and 40 yards today. It's going to be, Mahomes is going to be lights out. He's going to be lights out.
Not worried about Mahomes. I'm never worried about Mahomes. Again, I just try to give you some stats here. The Chiefs have to take advantage through the air, which means the wide receivers have to not have stones glued to their hands. Okay, the whole brick game, they're in the masonry business over here. Come on now, at least get the quick right on your hands. That way, at least it's sticky before you get the other stuff on there. But
I think they'll do it. I don't even think it has to be right. I think.
How many times have we said that this year, Connor? How many times this year have we said, you know what, Mahomes, he's done. He's going to go scorched earth, and then he has a great game, and the wide receivers are sitting here going, oh, yeah, sorry, that's on me.
Never like this. Never like this. Because after every game we hear, we're going to get better. The guys are doing the work. I believe in him. 49 times out of 50, he catches that ball, says Justin Watson, while a ball hits him in the face. Right? I mean, it's like, it's been a comedy of errors, and I know that it has, but I'll say this. I also think it's a small sample size. And you say, bro, it's been all season. But when you only get 1 or 2 targets per game, all season is still a small sample size. So I'm still holding out hope for Sky Moore to be something. I'm still holding out MVS to not completely fall off. I'm still holding out hope that Justin Watson can pull in a few more good catches. I'm still bullish on these Chiefs. I just am. And I think the NFL as the enemy, at like the repeated ref in like interference overall in the narrative of games, was enough to make the Chiefs finally have something to rally. They needed that edge, and I think they have it.
I thought I was the optimistic one, but apparently Connor's taking that one over today. Jason says wide receiver stepping up. Yeah, we're finished. Jess says the season has aged all Chief fans. Lucas says this season has aged Sterling. Ollie says Sterling is looking old this morning. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I had a Christmas party last night, and it's a fifth miss exchange where you wrap up a fifth, and it's like White Elephant where you go around, and someone decided it's a $25 or more buy-in, right? And someone decided to get Weller and the blue label, which go ahead and look that one up right now. It's like $275 because you can't find it anywhere. And everyone's looking around like, these are $35 bottles of fifths. He brings a $275 bottle and goes, "Well, it's my first time here. I wanted to make a statement." I'm like, "You sure did, pal."
That's it. That's
so we were up late last night. And then the other one I saw from Jess that I want to get to. I want to get your thoughts on this one here, Connor. Do you think that the NFL makes an example out of the Chiefs today, and we see a ton of flags called on them? Do you think we see a lot of, okay, Jawan Taylor?
No.
Here you go. Okay, Kadarius Toney, you were 2 inches lined up offsides offensively. Here you go. What do you think happens here?
Yeah, no. I think the opposite happens, and here's why. I think the NFL knew that they could get away with punishing the Chiefs enough to like fine them gargantuan amounts because they said it. They said things that they knew were going to be punishable. But the Chiefs are also the household name, right? Like I just went home for a holiday to Southern Indiana, right? The place where I don't even know what football you root for there. Western Kentucky University. I don't even know what you do down there. It's like a mishmash of weird like Bengals, Colts, Titans country, right? I go and all my cousins are all wearing Chiefs jerseys, right? They had numbers etched in their head of like 87 for Kelsey on one side and 15 on another. And I was like, "You're a Chiefs fan?" And then their parents are telling me, "Dude, it's every kid in the whole school. They're all loving the Chiefs, everyone." And I'm like, this is not Chiefs country at all. It's like so far away. But I think therein lies the issue. The Chiefs are now ubiquitous. They're the team. They're sort of Cowboys-esque these days in popularity. They have the stars. They have the youth vote. They're the role models. They're the fun team. And you know what the NFL doesn't want to do is villainize them or kick them or ruin their reputation. And they don't want to make these broadcasts boring. What you don't want to do is make Andy Reid say the same thing again because he's only going to make a harder point. Like, yeah, I think you find them and then you go, "All right, let's back off. Let's back off and let the Chiefs be the Chiefs." And that's what I think because the Chiefs are who they are.
Let's get into the inactives for today's game. Again, for the New England Patriots, we mentioned no Juju Smith-Schuster, no Sean Wade, no Ramondre Stevenson, which means it's going to be the Zeke show. No Trent Brown, their tackle, the big dude. I mean, that dude is massive, but no Trent Brown. That is a massive loss in the O-line for them. No Kayshon Boutte. He was the 6th-round wide receiver out of LSU. Very talented, but he is yet to do anything. He is out. And then no Sam Roberts for the Chiefs. No Isaiah Pacheco. No Donovan Smith. So yet again, you're getting Wanya Morris. No Malik Herring, B.J. Thompson, Neil Farrell. I know you're heartbroken over no Neil Farrell yet again, Matt Conner. No Matt Dickerson and no Joshua Williams. A little surprised there, Joshua Williams being an inactive. Any thoughts as far as the Chiefs go?
Yeah, 2 quick things. One, Josh Williams was a late addition today due to illness. So he's out just because he's sick. There's nothing wrong there long term. We could expect him back next week, I'm sure. The other one, guess who's active today? 2019 free agent signing Mike Pennell. Mike Pennell, defensive tackle. If you want to know how talented do you have to be to play active snaps as a run stopper next to Chris Jones, you can be 32, 300 pounds and have experience with the 2019 Chiefs. Then you can sign on October 23rd, and by December, you're getting snaps down the stretch. This team sucks in the middle. This team sucks in the middle. They trade for Neil Farrell. They don't play him. You've got Matt Dickerson. Who's that? He's probably working for the Kansas City Public Library before and after all this, doing Dewey Decimal counting, whatever he does.
Don't you dare rip on the library system. I love libraries. You know this. You knew that was going to get me going, Connor.
I hate them. They always find me for my late books, and I'm like, look, now that you're charging me 4 times what the book costs, go. Anyway, so yeah, look, Matt Dickerson, he's played. So the great Matt Dickerson is now sitting for the ghost of Mike Pennell, who's back. I actually liked Pennell back in 2019, 2020. You know what I don't like in 2023? The return of Mike Pennell. No offense, Mike Pennell, but I'm ready for something new that maybe we actually traded a 6th rounder for. I don't know what the hell's going on at that position. The defense is still great besides defensive run stopping and defensive tackle. But yeah, it's hilarious to me that he's back and not on the not on an active list.
What about Danny Shelton? What's he up to?
Who knows, man?
Just really.
Might as well. I got Dontari Poe coming in next week.
Hey, Warren Sapp, what do you think he's doing? That's a good player a long time ago, right? We could have Warren Sapp step in.
Dan Saliamua is up next.
Ooh.
What is Bill Moss listening? Bill's gonna might as well suit up.
Bill Moss liked my tweet yesterday. I think we should get Bill Moss. That was a sign that Bill Moss wants to suit up for the Chiefs again.
Is there any difference right now between Bill Moss and Mike Pennell? No. No's the answer. Brett Veach. Why'd you trade a 6th round?
Question for you: Is Mike Pennell at this point still better than Derek Nottie?
I mean, Nottie's going to play more. Dude, you know how I feel about the whole. If you flush that whole part of the roster and told Gracie Hunt to go fill in there, I don't know that there'd be that big of a difference. Whatever.
All right, Connor, let's talk about this game and let's talk about the keys to this game. Okay, for me, I'm going to say the key is going to be Kadarius Toney. A wide receiver has to step up. That's not named Rashee Rice. I think that they're going to bracket and take away a lot of what makes Travis Kelce so electric. Bill Belichick is still a mastermind. He's very good defensively, and they have the horses defensively to slow down Kelce and Rashee.
Yeah.
They're nails on the ground, so who's going to step up? I'm tabbing Kadarius Toney. I don't love it, but someone has to. Tony's the most talented. Give me KT bouncing back after the brutal call against him.
Love it. I'm sure I'm going to get laughed at for this. I think MVS makes 2 big catches today. I think MVS 2 big catches. I think we see him go 3 for 75 and a tutty.
Wow, that was it's bold.
There you go.
Chris Wright says, what about Glenn Dorsey and Tyson Jackson action? That's a good one there. What about Jay Howard?
Jay Howard, Lucas says. Love it.
I like the Tony redemption game in the words of Sean Browning right there. Then defensively, X factor for the Chiefs defensively, who do you have?
Mike Pennell. No, I'm kidding. Hey, look, man. You mentioned Douglas. Trent McDuffie on Demario Douglas is going to be the big matchup for me. And honestly, you talk about Mike Pennell. I mean, Zeke Elliott is going to eat some yards. He's still effective. It'd be nice to force some third and longs there and stop him up front. So I would love to be wrong about Pennell. I'd love to see some good run stopping today, but Nick Bolton's back, so that's good. Tranquil, by the way. We haven't even talked about Drew Tranquil. We got too much to talk about, folks. We should have started this show earlier than we did. But dude, the Chiefs are gonna feast. They're gonna feast on both sides. We'll be fine.
I'm tabbing Charles Omenihu because he's been a slight disappointment for me so far. I've been high on Karlaftis, so I don't want to go with my guy. I want to go with the guy I want to see step up. And the guy I want to see step up is Charles Omenihu. He's not been great in the run game either. Just watching him, I'm sitting here going, this was the big free agent signing that everyone was saying the Chiefs, very underrated, right? That was like the more underrated. You saw those reports from other GMs around the league and other NFL media people. They're like, yeah, that's a sneaky good signing for Kansas City. He misses a 6th game. He comes back. He had a nice start, right, when he came back.
Yeah.
It's been a little quiet. I want to see Charles Omenihu step up. That's what I'm hoping for in this game. Super chat from Chris Wright. Chris, thank you so much. Really do appreciate that.
Yeah,
Final
great.
score prediction, LFG, Rice 2 touchdowns. Happy holidays, Kingdom. All right, score prediction time, Connor. What do you have?
Love it. Love it. By the way, thanks, Chris. Micah says, I live in Colorado. Bill Moss lives here in Steamboat Springs and is no shape to play football physically and mentally. His blood type is Bud Light these days.
I just interviewed him a couple of weeks ago. He was fun. I like.
He is a good interview, by the way.
Yeah, he's a good interview. I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago.
Hey, I'll throw out. Look, you asked me my prediction. Is that right?
Yeah,
I got
go
caught
get
up
me.
in that description of Bill.
That was hilarious.
Dude, I'm gonna go 33-10 is gonna be my guess here. I'm guessing that Zappy finds the end zone one time, and then I'm guessing that the Chiefs just have a lot of fun in Foxborough.
I'm going 23-17, a little closer. Again, the Chiefs are way more talented, but I think there's still something to the fact that no one wants to be the team that gets a Hall of Fame head coach, Bill Belichick, fired. Defensively, I think the Pats are still really good. Like, they're solid.
Yeah.
Special teams, they're going to be on the up and up. And until the Chiefs prove to me that they can get this figured out offensively, I can't just say, 30-plus points. Like, that's not who this team is. Until they show me in the show me state, this is what I'm going with. So I think it's a closer game than we like, but the Chiefs still sneak away with a victory in Foxborough.
I get it, but I just think within a few, the Chiefs are going to be the team that everyone's looking going, I do not under any circumstances want to play them. I don't. After all the bells and whistles all year getting pinged around, I think that's going to be the way it ends. And I think today's the day that they take off their whatever they've been wearing and start to reveal that identity. I think today's the first day.
Where is my super suit? That's what Matt Conner is saying. We'll be back for the halftime show. Until then, this is the Arrowhead Addict podcast. Go Chiefs.